guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a realistic looking cut on your hand that's like flappy and gross sort of thing. Ugh, it's so foul. Look. Look at my flap. So yeah, I thought I would start by, because I don't know if I'm going to do lots of Halloween videos, so I thought, well, I'd just start with showing you how to do a basic kind of ripped open hand scar thing, and then you guys can work out if you want to go from there, and then maybe I'll do some face things. I don't know, but this is how to do a realistic looking hand gross scar thing. So here we go. So what you'll need is you will need some toilet paper or tissue paper cut up into little squares. And then I got this latex SFX makeup kit from Enquiries, which is in Christchurch, New Zealand. And it came with stage blood, liquid latex, some setting powder, this kind of like bruising chart so you can do the different colours. I've already put a little bit on my hand. Some clotted blood, and a sponge to put it on, a wooden thingy, and a stippling brush. And I did buy the stippling brush separate, the stippling like thing. It gives it that kind of like splattered blood effect. And you'll need of your own some little like scissors, the tissue paper as I said before, and maybe some old makeup brushes that you don't want to use again. So I've got like a, you know, ones that come in kits and things like that. So you want to start with your plain hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of paint a base on my hand, and I'm going to create a cut. So I'm just going to get this red product here. I'm just going to kind of paint an area here, and that's where we will have all the like blood and guts, and we'll start with this kind of base here. So we'll do that. I don't know what the green is like, so we'll see. I guess that's kind of colour correct as well, I guess. Oh, no, it would be like to add some bruising and stuff. Oh god, this is going to be really crazy. Anyway, make sure you've got a nice base that you won't get dirty. That looks horrible, which is not that bad. What you'll need to do is get out your liquid latex, and you have to apply this with a sponge or brush. So that's why we have brushes today. So I'll get this brush here. I'm just going to get the remnants of the lid off, and I can dip that in there. Now, this doesn't smell too horrible, but it's not too bad. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of put that on the edge of that there. And I'm just going to get some of this tissue paper and kind of stick it down. So what will happen is you will use the tissue paper. It's kind of like paper mache. So we'll get some more of this, and we'll kind of paper mache that down. Oh, you'll also need some foundation the same color as your skin, just to kind of blend it in as well. So if we get this tissue paper here, then what you can do is, it doesn't smell great. Then what you can do is, you know, kind of use it as a paper mache. I'm like lost for words. Kind of use it as a paper mache, and then with your little scissors you can cut it open. So that previous colour that we've put down, you can actually cut that when it's dry and make it look like you've got like a bleeding cut hole. So that's why we've put that base down of those colours from before. So you can use tissue like actual tissue paper, but I think toilet paper will just have the same effect as well. So what I'll do is just get some more of this latex, stick all that down. So this can be a strenuous process, and it can take a while to do. It just depends how thick you want it, how textured you want it, and you know how much effort you really want to put into it. So just paint all this down. You can use a lot, you can use a little. A little does go a long way though, and you've got to know it does dry too. It doesn't matter if you are messy, but you don't want to waste lots of product if you don't have lots, you know what I mean? So I want to kind of spread it out just over the tissue paper so it kind of looks like my skin instead of it just being squares on my skin essentially. So I'll just get some more tissue paper, stick that down. And now we'll wait for it to dry. So now that that is dry there and you can touch it, it's not sticking back, feels good, then what you want to do is you want to get some foundation, something that's in your colour, to kind of cover it up so it looks more realistic, more like your skin. So if we just get some of this this foundation, which kind of is the same colour as my skin. If you don't have any foundation or anything, you can pick some up from the dollar store or something. It doesn't need to be a fancy brand or anything like that. This is just one that I have laying about, but it just needs to be one that resembles your skin tone somewhat, so it can look a bit more realistic. So if you want to be like a bit fancy, you can add like some contour to it. If you want to make it a bit more darker, because I'm noticing that this is definitely not my colour, but it should turn out okay. So what we want to do is we want to get our little scissors and we want to kind of hook under a layer if you can. So see how we've kind of split that open there? What you want to do is you want to kind of cut along. I thought I'd cut myself for a minute because of the thing under it, and you just want to kind of cut along or kind of pull it up. Just something sharp to kind of pull it along, and then you can pull it however you want, and you kind of want to spread it apart like that. So you can have it like gaping, you can have it like that, and then what you want to do is just add a little bit more latex to the inside of those, just to give it that kind of skin flap feel. So instead of like a tissue paper kind of feel. So if we just get some more of the latex, put that there, and you can kind of hook that under. That is a nasty flap. That is gross. And then if you want it to look a bit more realistic, maybe you can cut up the sides, kind of rip them a little bit. And also the latex will give it that kind of like skin kind of feel, which is a bit gross. I just want that to stick a little bit more there. And then to make it a bit more realistic again, I'm going to get some of that foundation. Just do a few drops there, and I'm just kind of going to rub that into the flaps, just to give it that kind of effect. So this is going to be a messy project. It's not going to be an easy project. It's going to be a messy one. So now that you're happy with your skin flap, which I'm pretty happy with that, I'm just going to put the lid on here. What you're going to do is get your brush and start putting some colours in. So I'm going to get the red and just kind of decorate the inside. And it's good with this because you can like scoop it under the flaps, and that's where we'll add our clotted blood as well. So if we add that under there, and then see how it just looks like it's a gaping hole. You can also do this with eyeshadow as well. If you don't have a paint pot like this, you can just use some eyeshadow, and eyeshadow should just do the trick as well. So you can pretty much put the colouring however you want to do it. It's your cut, your scab, do it how you want. If you want to have like some red coming out of here. What you can do as well is get some like black to make it look a bit more like black around the edges, to kind of give it that kind of like, it's been like this for a while kind of vibe. So if you put the black just around the edges there, see, it gives it that more kind of like bruised and bloody kind of effect. It's looking pretty foul now. And I'll just add some more red to these flaps. That red and black mixed together looks really cool. So now, I'll just get rid of those brushes, get rid of this pen here. What I'm going to do is get some of this stage blood, and I'm just kind of going to pour a little bit in. So I've just put a few drops in there. It's kind of scary. And then I'm going to get this stippling brush and just kind of stipple a bit on here so it looks like it's kind of been a bit splattered. I've got a bit of blood seeping off there. Maybe some up my arm too. So that's that stippling effect that gives there. And then I'm going to get some of this thick kind of, gloopy kind of blood. I'm going to get so thick. And I'm just going to spread that on the outer points of the wound, on the flappy bits. I can add some in the middle as well to kind of clot up the edges, just so it looks all open and woundy and yuck and nasty. Put a little bit here too. And there you go there. So it's kind of like a gross kind of flaking gaping hole, and you can kind of, it's so gross. Kind of piece your hands back together, kind of sort of thing like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe wherever the subscribe box is. And until next time, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!